Hey everybody, welcome to my live stream for Monday, April 5th. I'm really stoked that you guys are here with me, and I am just going to be vamping a little bit until I can make sure that my feed is coming through all right. If you guys are watching or listening, if you could just pop a comment in and say hello and introduce yourself, that would be great. Cool, I'm going to quit this, and it looks like I am coming through. And so thank you for joining me here today. I'm really excited to share with you what I'm going to share with you. I'm going to be talking about confidence today. And confidence is one of those things that is funny because some people think that you're born with it. And we're going to get into that in a little more detail in a few minutes. But I am totally noticing that there is a bit of a crisis of confidence going on out there right now. And I run mastermind groups, and I also run a private Facebook group. I also teach a course. I'm part of a mastermind group. Hi, Anita. Good to see you. And one of the things that I'm hearing over and over and over again is about confidence. How people really need affirmation. They need affirmation that they are making the right decisions in their business day to day, moment to moment. They're setting the right goals for themselves. They're searching out and kind of pursuing the correct things, the things that are going to be moving their business forward, the things that are going to build their revenue streams and build their client base. We all make decisions every single day about our businesses, and it's hard when you're a solopreneur or when you work by yourself or you don't work in a big group of people, or even if you do, if you don't have really close confidants who you can trust to bounce things off of to help you make decisions, it's really tough. And a lot of people are experiencing that this year and last year because of COVID. COVID separated us from each other and created this level of distance, which has become really long-term and very severe. And I think a lot of people, even people who had confidence going into this whole thing, it's been eroded. Like, people are starting to feel, kind of not a part of society anymore. They're feeling really, really separate and distant. And, oh, hey, Sandeep, cool. I'm glad you popped in, came over from Insta. That's great. Ukraine, good to see you, Ukraine twins. And so, having a group of people, a group of peers, or having some sort of support system that can give you the level of confidence that you need in order to go through your day-to-day decision making that you have to do is critical. And one of the things that's really bad about not having confidence is that it can be paralyzing. It can paralyze you from actually making decisions. And one of the things that people tend to do is procrastinate, and they put off making a decision because they're either falling into analysis paralysis. They're not really sure that the decision that they're making is going to be the right one. So they hesitate. They may hesitate for days or weeks. And what happens is that has a negative effect on what it is that you need to move forward on. Either it's delaying you're moving forward on something, or you're going to miss an opportunity, or worse yet, you don't make a decision and the effect of that is worse than even possibly making the wrong decision. And so I'm going to talk about that today. We're going to talk about confidence and some of the ways that you can build confidence. Now, full disclosure, as I said over on Instagram when I was there just a few minutes ago, before I popped on here, is that towards the end of this presentation, I'm going to be sharing about the Brand Design Masters Guild, which is my mastermind group, and how you can, if you choose to or are interested or it's appropriate for your business, whether you would like to work with me and another group of your peers directly so you can really move forward in a solid way. And so I'm going to be sharing about that later. So I want you to be sure that you don't think that this is a bait and switch, because it's not. I'm just going to share some really great value with you about confidence, and then we're going to go and talk about the guild a little bit. So with that, I am going to pop on my presentation screen and move over into picture-in-picture. And so we're going to talk about confidence. One of the things you have to know about confidence is that you have to have it. You have to have it today because the world is so competitive and moving at such a pace that you have to be able to make decisions and move forward in a confident way, or else you're going to get left behind. That really is what it comes down to. And as I said, I feel like there's a crisis of confidence going on right now. The people that I work with in mastermind groups get a tremendous amount of confidence out of that experience. But on the whole, what I'm hearing is that people are feeling more isolated than ever. And they feel like the solid maybe network that they had when they were working in an office or an agency or at a job is starting to shrink because those relationships are starting to kind of wither a little bit. And people want more feedback on what it is that they're doing so they can feel more sure that they're going forward in the right way. They want to be more sure that they're making the right decisions. And so the big question, the question that comes up from this is, if you are feeling like you're short on confidence or it's been waning a little bit, how do you build that back up? And the biggest barrier for most people right now is confidence in making decisions. So it's confidence in feedback on their creative work or feedback on what their goals are or how they should organize their day or how they should allot their time or how they can achieve a work-life balance. It's around making decisions. So what we're going to talk about today and what we're going to discover is how you can build that level of confidence up and do it painlessly, and how you can expand the meaningful network of partners that you have and do that very quickly. Also, how you can feel more secure and more sure about the decisions that you are making in your business day to day. And also, towards the end, how you can actually invest in your success. To a certain extent, you can buy confidence. And I'm going to share a little bit more about that with you. So let's talk about building confidence, okay? First of all, you have to remember that confidence, you're not born with it. Everyone sucks at first. When anyone tries something new or does something for the first time, they suck. And so you have to do things. You have to build confidence, and confidence comes by doing. Confidence comes by doing that thing over and over and over again. You've heard the concept of, 10,000 hours to build mastery, or if you've been listening to podcasters or YouTubes, the first 20 or 25 episodes are gonna suck because you're just learning the ropes. And that happens to absolutely everyone. So it helps knowing someone who's been down that road before, who can tell you, like when it comes to YouTube, I can tell you that the first 20, 25 videos that you're going to do are gonna suck. And that if you just keep doing it and keep at it, that it's going to get more and more comfortable. You're going to get better and better, and you will build that level of mastery. But that comes from speaking to and someone that you trust who has been there before, right? So confidence is built. It comes by actually doing. And if you are lacking confidence and you're procrastinating on decisions or not moving forward fast enough, then you're not building, right? You are stagnating. And so to build confidence, you have to push forward on that. Now, number 2 is you have to show up. One of the things about entrepreneurship, digital entrepreneurship, is that it's a very lonely existence. And I'm sure if any of you here listening know that being a freelancer, working on your own, your home office or some rented space or a co-working space, it's a very lonely existence. So you have to really show up. You have to become visible. It's very easy to hide as a digital freelancer. And because of that, business development can be very hard. Finding clients can be hard if you aren't visible. Word of mouth, or getting new business or new clients through word of mouth, through network connections, is absolutely the best way to get new work, because becoming visible to a whole target market on a regular basis so that you're recognized and you're remembered is tough. It takes a lot of showing up. But if you build your network, your meaningful network, that can act as that visibility to a certain extent for you. Now, I know that, we're all on Zoom now, and we've been on Zoom for a year, and many of us who weren't comfortable with being on video, live video, have now gotten incredibly comfortable with it because we've had to, right? We've been living on it. We've been doing it over and over and over again. We've built that confidence on Zoom. And that is showing up. That is becoming visible. And by showing up and being visible, that is how you start to break that barrier of loneliness, break that barrier of invisibility. And when you put yourself out there, you will over time become more comfortable with being seen. And that's one of the things I hear the most of when I talk to people who are thinking of a podcast or YouTube. They're worried about being on camera. They're worried about being seen. They're worried about what they look like or being judged. But in order to build that confidence, you have to get over that hurdle of being able to be seen. So the next thing you want to do is you want to absolutely surround yourself with action takers. By surrounding yourself with action takers, you want to completely nix negative people or sedentary people or your home people out of your life, because it's not going to serve you as a digital entrepreneur or a creative professional. Negativity will suck the confidence right out of you. That's one thing. That's something I want to say to you right now, is that if you have negative people in your life, or you have, negative influences in your work life, you want to push those out as fast as you can, because negativity will suck the confidence right out of you. And it really helps to have icebreakers. When there's ice-breaking ships, right? There's a layer of ice on the ocean, and a ship's got to get through, and there are these big super heavy ships with steel prows that will break through the ice, and then the ships will follow in behind that icebreaker. That essentially is what it's like to be surrounding yourself with action takers. They act like icebreakers. They have gone before you, just a little bit before you, and they've done it, and they've been there, and they have some experience that they can share with you. You can learn by seeing how other people do it. The other thing about it is that when you're surrounded by people who have forward inertia, who are moving forward, it pulls you along with them. You get energy, you build energy, you absorb energy from positive action-taking people. So the more you surround yourself with action-taking people, the better off you are going to be, and the quicker you are going to come to a place of confidence. Now, number 4 is setting strategic goals. And more importantly, being held accountable for them. As you know, it's very easy to start up a Google Sheet or a Asana board or something like that and write down a whole bunch of goals. But unless you are being held accountable for them, unless you're having to report out to someone about how you've done, or you're sharing those goals with someone who's going to come check up on you about them, it's very easy to just forget about that board, forget about that Google Sheet, and just miss the date, right? So setting really strategic goals. It could be a strategic goal for today, for this week, for the month, for the quarter, for the year, for the 3 years, for the 5 years, setting out strategic goals over a period of time, and then being held accountable for them by sharing them with another person and setting up touch bases so you can report back to that person on your goals. Now, if you don't have the specific person to do that with, it doesn't mean that's impossible. One of the things that I've recommended to people in the past is that just go on social, go on Instagram Live, go on, Facebook, and post what you're going to do that day. Just put it out in the public in terms of what your goal is for that day, and share publicly what your goal is. Because even knowing that you've shared that out into the world, and that someone may know and someone may be thinking about you or checking up on you, can be incredibly motivating to achieving that goal. So sharing what your goals are with somebody else, whether it's an unnamed person on social media, or whether it's a friend, or whether it's a family member, just setting out and being public about what your goals are sets up a level of accountability. Accountability is really, really important for achieving things. And there is no confidence without achievement. There is no confidence without achievement. And there is no achievement without goals. So they build to each other. You got to have goals to have achievements. And then you have to have achievements to have confidence. So setting strategic goals is a way to build confidence is a step in where you have to go to achieve, to build confidence. It's a very important beginning step is setting goals and being held accountable, because that's going to push you forward to hitting that level of accomplishment. Sorry, I need a little refreshment. Okay, now number 5. Well, Jahat, it's good to see you here, man. Don't compare yourself to others. Compare yourself to who you were yesterday. Comparison is the number one confidence killer. One of the things you can do when you're starting off on something, say you're starting off on a YouTube channel, right, or a podcast, you'll look at your stars, the people you aspire to be, and you will compare yourself to them, and you'll say, oh, I don't have that great thumbnail, I don't have that great logo, or my voice isn't that awesome, or their production sounds so much better, or they promote themselves across more channels than I do, and blah, 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 right? You completely compare yourself, someone who's just starting, to someone who's like 2 years into it. Comparing yourself to others is a confidence killer. The only thing you should do is compare yourself to you yesterday. And what I tell people all the time is that you just want to strive to be 1% better every day. Just 1% better every day. Because it's all about compound interest, right? If you're 1% better that day and you try to be 1% better the next day, in 100 days, you're 100% better. In a year, you're 365% better. And so it's biting off those small goals and getting those small achievements and comparing yourself to where you were yesterday is massive. It can really, really, really build your confidence. And when you're looking at other people, when you're looking at people that you're going to compare yourself to, instead of saying, I'm not in comparison to them, say, I'm inspired by. I am being inspired by X YouTuber. I'm being inspired by X designer, by X motion designer, by X UX designer. They are inspiring me, because what is that doing? That's setting a psychological action taker in your mind as someone who's going to pull you along. Being inspired, not comparing. Okay? It's a nuance, right? But it's a really, really important psychological nuance. All right. So, number 6, find new partners and learn new skills. When you find new partners, or when you find partners or make network connections who know a little bit more, or maybe even just something different than you do, it's going to rub off on you. The other great thing about this and finding new partners and explaining to them what your strengths are, what it is that you do, what it is that you bring to the table, it helps you see yourself through fresh eyes. Meaning, it's essentially like when you write your resume, right? Or if you put up a LinkedIn profile and come back to it 2 years later and look at it and go, oh, wow, look, I've really done some stuff. Or you write your resume and you start listing out everything that you've accomplished in your life. It helps you see yourself with fresh eyes. And by finding new partners and learning new skills from them, it helps you define yourself differently. You can partner with them to hopefully work on projects with them, bring them on to work projects with you. It can build your skill set level. It can build the size of the projects or the complexity of projects that you can take on. It can also improve your credentials because you are working larger projects or more complex projects with other people. And essentially, it makes you bigger than who you are alone. By building a network of partnerships or tight network connections, it makes you part of a larger whole. And it goes right back to that part about showing up and being visible. It's like entrepreneurial loneliness, right? So if you pull yourself out of that loneliness capsule and you surround yourself with other people or closely associate yourself with other partners, it can make you feel bigger than you are just by yourself. So establishing partnerships helps you see yourself through fresh eyes, helps you work bigger, more complex projects, and it also will build your credentials and take you out of that invisible loneliness, right? All right. So number 7 is help others succeed. You might have heard me say this quote before, but there's an amazing kind of an idol in the business world, a guy named Zig Ziglar. And he had this quote that said, "You can get everything you want out of life by helping other people get what they want out of life." Now, Zig Ziglar was like an amazing, amazing salesperson, and that's mostly what he taught about was sales and marketing. But he knew that by helping other people achieve what they want to, having empathy, helping others, that's how you receive. It's the laws of karma. What you give out, you'll receive tenfold. By helping others and teaching others and bringing them along with you, you are becoming that action taker, that inertia that's going to pull them forward. And in your sharing what you know with them, it helps you realize how much you actually know, how much you have to offer, how much you can affect someone else's life, how much you can affect someone else's success. And that will build an incredible amount of confidence in you. By helping others, it actually builds your confidence. And so by helping others succeed, it brings other people along on your journey. And again, it's out of that entrepreneurial bubble into that group of network partners or mentees who are going to be joining you in that journey. There's confidence that comes in numbers. Let's talk about number 8, which is celebrating your wins. Celebrating is just as important as setting goals. This goes hand in hand with setting goals. You have to take a moment and acknowledge, it's like that 1% better thing. If you strive to be 1% better every day you can look back and say and compare yourself to where you were yesterday, and you've moved forward. By celebrating your wins, every day you can acknowledge and feel and sense really how far you've come. You will build up a level of gratitude, self-gratitude for your actions that are moving you forward. By seeing your own progress and acknowledging your own progress, that is going to build in you a sense of confidence, a sense of achievement. And like I said, if you set goals, if you don't set goals, you don't have achievement. If you don't achieve, you can't have confidence. So as celebrating your wins is recognizing that moving forward, that inertia. And it will build over time a sense of accomplishment, which is what builds confidence. And then you want to invest in your success. Investing money in your success speeds things up. It's like a almost in a way, but not really. If you invest money in a course, you buy a course, and you take that course and you put your back into it and really pay attention, investing that money will move you forward. Growth happens faster. And when growth happens faster, it breeds confidence. So essentially, in a way, it's like buying confidence. If you buy a course and you take that course and really work it and build that skill set level or move yourself to a new level, every time you do that, it is building confidence in you. It's adding on that level of skill set. You'll know more, you can do more, and therefore you are more. Right? The essence of who you are is more. So essentially, when it comes to education or networking, like going to a conference, you buy a plane ticket, you go to San Diego, you go to Social Media Marketing World, you buy a $3,000 or $2,000 ticket to a 3 or 4 day conference. You meet a whole ton of people. You make a lot of network connections. You go to a lot of seminars and you get a ton of information. You take a million notes, you get a bunch of free downloads and stuff like that. You are essentially buying confidence because you are investing in your success. And so if you want confidence to a certain extent, you can buy it. But you have to put the concerted effort into deciding to and really making the effort to make it the most valuable that you can. Because yeah, you can buy a ticket to a conference and go to Social Media Marketing World and watch some presentations, but not meet anybody and not take any action and not put any of the stuff you've learned into action. And it's not going to get you anywhere. But so you have to do the work. And finally, the one thing that I think that you can do to build confidence fastest, and this is not because I run these things, but it's because when I first started my digital entrepreneurial journey 5 years ago, this is what I did. I joined a paid mastermind group. And I joined a group. I got really active really fast. I shared what I knew and gave it away to people for free. I helped other people succeed, and it made me visible. People got to know me. I got a better sense of what I was bringing to the table and what I had to offer. I learned a ton. I set goals for myself. I was held accountable for those goals. And I learned from people who were icebreakers for me. They were just a little bit ahead of me. They had just launched a YouTube channel, or they just launched a podcast, or they were doing a blog, or they had a community, or they had a Facebook group. And I was learning they had a newsletter. They had built an email list. By associating myself in a mastermind group with people who were just farther ahead of me and inspiring to me. I wasn't comparing myself. They were inspiring to me. And by surrounding myself with those action takers, I moved my business forward exponentially faster than I ever would have if I had been alone in my office by myself. I never would have learned it. In the first year, I learned more than I would have in 5 years on my own. I absolutely guarantee you. And so what's a mastermind group? A mastermind group is a peer group. It's not a course. It's not something that you take. It's a combination of brainstorming and education and accountability. And you gather with a group of people to sharpen your business and your personal skills. And it helps you help the other members succeed, and they help you succeed. You set goals with each other. You hold each other accountable for those goals. And in that kind of group setting, when everyone is in that mastermind, it takes on a level of energy which is unparalleled and moves everyone in it forward faster. The sorts of things that masterminds provide are, number one, when you join one, overnight, you have an instant network. Because the people in masterminds are there for the same reason that you are. They want to network. They want to move forward faster. They have goals. They want to get there. They have skills that they're ready to share with you. And you have skills that you're ready to share with them. And so it's like overnight, you have an instant network of how many people are in that mastermind. It's amazing. You also have accelerated growth because, as I said, these are action takers. They're going to pull you along with them, and you're setting goals, and you're all actively holding each other accountable. And then there's inspiration and motivation. Just like I said, surrounding yourself with action takers, getting behind icebreakers, is that you will be pulled along with the inertia of their movement and excitement and learning and success. And that's incredibly motivating. You also get, and this is one of the things I alluded to at the very first, and also Sandeep, when I was on Insta about a half an hour ago, one of the things that you get in masterminds is feedback and validation. And this is why so many people come out of mastermind groups feeling so much more confident, is because they are sharing the decisions they're making, and they're getting help or feedback on those decisions. So they're sure that they're going in the right direction with where they're going in their business. And they get that validation. Either they get feedback that maybe they're not thinking about it in the right way, or they get validation that the way they are thinking about it, the way they are going about it is the right way. But it takes away that unsureness, that insecurity about the decisions that you're making. You also get overnight immediate project partners, because there are other people in that group who can do things that you can't do. And it broadens your skill set of the people you have access to take on new work. The other thing is that I have found that mastermind groups are amazing for new business development, meaning people will bring you into projects if it's something that you can do that they can't do, or they have a lead that's something that they don't want to get involved with or they don't have time for, and they'll pass it on to you. Like new business, it's like masterminds are amazing networking new business word of mouth engine. They really work that way. And it's not something that I really knew about going into it, but I have seen nothing but that happen in the masterminds that I've run. And then it also gives you this level of clarity and this level of confidence in everything that you're doing, because you have this network of people who are action takers, who have your back, who have your best interest at heart. They want you to succeed. They want to give you everything that you need in order to succeed. And that will instill in you this level of confidence, which will drive you forward. And so one of the things that when I started my Mastermind Guild, one of the feedback I got from people who were leaving it after the 12 weeks, the one thing they were saying to a fault, to a person, was that the one thing they were getting out of it that was going to last longer than their experience in the mastermind was confidence. Confidence and a trusted network. And both of those things are absolutely critical for entrepreneurial success, right? And that's why I made this presentation about confidence, because I didn't know when I actually was launching the first mastermind group that I ran, that confidence was so critical and such an output of a mastermind. I know I got it, but I didn't know that everybody had that same experience. And so that's why I'm sharing it with you today. Masterminds are the easiest way to network because, like I said, you make the investment, you get involved in a mastermind, and you can build a strong network literally overnight. Now, I want you to take a little journey with me on a mindset thing, right? If you're having trouble getting your head around making an investment in your growth, I want you to think about your clients. When you try to get your clients to invest in you, right? If you're a creative professional, you're a designer, you're a motion designer, you're a UX designer, photographer, whatever it is, illustrator, whatever it is you are, you try to influence your clients to spend money with you because you can do something for their business. You want them to invest in you, in your branding skills, whatever they are, so that client can grow in the future, right? That's what you tell them. And you also should know that most clients invest up to 20% of their revenue, annual revenue, in business development. So they use 20% of their revenue between learning, gathering resources, and marketing. They spend money to make money. Now, when I talk to creative professionals and I say, how are you spending money to make money? Lots of people just go blank. What do you mean? I don't know. I don't take out Facebook ads. I don't take out Twitter. I don't do paid advertising. I post a blog, right? How are you monetarily investing to make money? And lots of creative pros aren't. And then they wonder why they're not moving fast enough forward. And I say, yeah, duh, that's why. And it's a very hard realization to try to come to. And also it's a big, kind of lightning bolt to the head if you're not doing it. But it works. It absolutely works. And so you need to invest time and money in your business so you can grow in the future. That's what all businesses do. And masterminds are an investment that is going to achieve your goals if you are looking for confidence and you're looking to move your business forward. So I want to ask you, when was the last time you actually invested in your success? Monetarily invested in your success? Because that mindset of investing leading to abundance, investment leading to success, investment leading to more revenue, more clients, a better business, is a mindset shift that is hard. It's hard for a lot of creative people to realize that they actually have to invest. They have to spend money to make more money. So bear with me for a second. If you were to try to get the benefits of a mastermind on your own, right? You're going to spend the money on your own. You're not going to join a paid mastermind group. You're just going to do it on your own. What would you have to do? Well, you'd have to go to a conference to start with, right? So that's going to cost you at least $3,000. You're going to have to go travel to a conference, stay in a hotel, stay there for 3 days. You're going to have, dinners out and stuff like that. It's going to cost you some money. And then let's say you met 9 people there who are all willing to, network with you on a much deeper level after the conference is over. So if you were to spend 6 hours on Zoom with 9 people over, 9 times 6, plus your time, investment in that. So maybe your time's worth $50, $75 an hour. It's going to cost you $4,000 just to put in the time to get the benefits of what would be a mastermind group in that regard. If you put a conference and Zoom calls and personal, networking together, then you're moving up into the $8,000 territory. Or you could do it one-on-one with me. I can get you there too. I can build confidence in you because that's what I do in coaching. But it would take, 12 sessions, probably 13. Coaching with me is going to cost you close to $4,000 at my hourly coaching fee. So that's why I introduced the brand Design Masters Guild. It's a paid mastermind group that has 9 people in it. It is a 10-person mastermind group, including me. So there's 9 people other than me. And we have 12 one-hour Zoom sessions over 12 weeks. It's a time-bound period. And you also get 2 hot seats where you are the focus of the entire group's attention on whatever your problem is that you need help with. You're going to get 2 of those hot seats in that 12-week period of time. And also you get 12 one-on-one meetings with each of the other group members individually. So you can build deeper, more meaningful individual relationships with the people in the guild too. And then you get access to all of the Zoom meetings as well. And there's a private Facebook group where it's just the 10 people in the guild, and you can share and do anything in that Facebook group that you want. There are no rules. Everyone shares all sorts of stuff. They go live. They post files. They post links. It doesn't matter. There are no rules in it because it's a private, tight group, and we're all there for the same reason. And then you're also going to get a tremendous amount of guidance and feedback and accountability from me because I am in and running the guild. I am facilitating that group. So in a way, you get 12 hours of coaching with me by being part of this group. And so I've run 3 guilds so far. This was the very first one. This is the second one. Guild number 2. This is the third one. Oops, sorry. I ran forward really quickly. There we go. Wait. That's guild number 3, which is running right now. It's just ending next week. Actually, I think it's ending this week. It's very sad. But guild 3 is just about over. And so I am actively filling guild 4. There's 27 people who've been through the guild, and the next group of 9 are going to be coming in very soon. And the response to the guild has been absolutely incredible. People have transformed their businesses. There's a guy who's in the guild right now who reported in the Facebook group last week. He said, I just blew away my monthly target revenue by $20,000. He made $20,000 more than he usually makes in a month just this last month. And part of that comes from the fact that the feedback that he got and the recommendations he got was to double his prices. And he doubled his prices. He saw a dip in a month. And then 2 months later, he's blowing away his monthly revenue by $20,000. It can transform your business. Peter says the guild's the best professional decision he ever made. He is a die-hard guild member. And one of my favorite testimonials I've ever gotten is from Kendall, who said, don't wait, just do it. Because this literally can transform your business. I've had people who are very junior in their career come into the guild with 0 clients and leave with 5. I had someone who came in with 3 clients and left with 10. I had someone came in who had never charged more than $5,000 for a project before, and she left having just booked an $18,000 project doing strategy work that she had never charged for before. This can transform your business. And you get a private Facebook group, as I said. There's also a membership area where all of the files are kept and all of the recordings of the Zoom sessions are kept, and any kind of digital downloads that we have. There's a private membership area. So you get an instant network of professionals who have your back. You have constant motivation and accountability for setting goals and achieving those goals. And you're going to improve your design skills, your operational skills, your financial skills in your business. You're going to be able to network to land more projects, better projects, and you are going to build confidence. I will guarantee you, after you leave the guild, after 12 weeks, you will have 2x, 3x the confidence that you've ever had before. And The other thing that you experience is what can be called the guild effect. And the guild effect is really, it's weird and it's kind of woo-woo, right? But stick with me on this. When you make a financial investment in your future, when you make a financial investment in your business, something changes. Something changes in your head and it manifests itself in reality. And I know it sounds crazy, but it's true. When people make the choice to join the guild, there's something that starts to happen, and we named it. We call it the guild effect, where you're involved in it, you're doing it, and things start to happen. Clients come out of nowhere, partnerships happen. You land the biggest projects you've ever landed before. And I've got tons of examples of this happening. Like one member landed a national bank as a client before she even launched her agency. Another member landed a $20,000 project with a fashion client and hired another member of the guild to work that project with her. One member was engaging with a $70 million company and was preparing an $80,000 proposal, which I can say now that she actually eventually did get, and engaged 3 other members of the guild to work that project with her. One member was a generalist in her agency, and she was working with all sorts of clients, local clients, little small businesses and stuff. But she had a client who was a luxury yacht client, and it turned out to be a really great client for her. So she niched down and made her business servicing only luxury yacht clients. Tight niche, right? Small industry. Within the 12 weeks of the guild, she not only niched down to a luxury yacht client base, but she actually gained a second luxury yacht client within that 12 weeks from doing that. So it literally manifested itself in reality. And how hard is it to find a luxury yacht client? Probably pretty hard. And then, as I said, one member started the guild with no clients and ended with 5. The membership in the guild is $14.97. That is the investment that it takes to join a 12-week mastermind guild. I have been told that it is incredibly underpriced, and I was going to increase it after the first guild, but then COVID kept going, and I just wanted to make sure that people had access to it. So I've kept the price the same. If you go to philipvandusen.com/mastermind, you can fill out a quick little information form that's going to tell me about your business, and then we can have a Zoom to discuss whether it's going to be the right fit for you, because I really curate the people who are in this group very tightly. And so enrollment is going to close on the 18th. The group is going to start towards the end of April. So remember, if you had to do this by yourself and invest in a conference or one-on-one coaching with me, or doing Zooms with 9 people to get the feedback that you're going to get if you go into the guild, it's going to cost you a hell of a lot more than $14.97. So you need to build confidence, right? You wouldn't be here if you weren't concerned about your confidence. And you need to invest to succeed. That is the truth. Every business in the world does it. And so the best way, in my opinion, for you to grow your confidence is to join me in the Brand Design Masters Guild. And so go to philipvandusen.com/mastermind. And what you're going to see there is you're going to see a little jot form. It's going to have about 8 or 10 questions. And I want you to be honest and tell me about your business. And then at the end, if you commit to the idea of purchasing and coming into the guild, then we'll set up a one-on-one Zoom. You'll have a one-on-one Zoom directly with me. We'll talk about your goals for your business, and we'll decide together whether you would be a good fit for the guild and whether it would be really a good thing and a profitable thing for you to do for your business. And we'll discuss your goals. And then at the end of that conversation, if you choose to join, you can join. And that's it. So I'm really glad that you joined me here today and kind of took in the my point of view about confidence. And I hope you stuck with me through to the end, because the guild really is an amazing opportunity for you. And I wouldn't be so passionate about it if I hadn't seen it transform people's lives. And so I really hope you'll take me up on that and go to, as I said, philipvandusen.com/mastermind, and fill out that little form, and commit to the idea of investing in the guild. And then we can set up a Zoom and talk about it and see if you're the right fit. So I will take a little Ask Me Anything questions right now, or if you have any questions about masterminds in general or the guild in particular, I'd be happy to answer those for you now. If there aren't any questions, that's totally cool. But I just wanted to give you that opportunity. So, sorry, I'm moving something over. If anyone has any questions, here I'm going to put some up on the screen. Please type question in all caps before your question so I can pull it out of the stream. And if not, that's totally fine. Your question doesn't have to be on the guild, but if it is, I will prioritize those questions. So, Novias, Cry, and Third World Currency, I'm sorry. I know. I do have guild members from around the globe: New Zealand, Australia, Philippines, Slovenia, UK, Netherlands, everywhere, Belgium. So it's a global group, and some groups are more local, some groups are more international, but it's really, really an amazing experience. So I'm going to exit out of that screen and turn this off. And thank you guys. I want to thank you for joining me here today. This has been really, really fun. I hope that you've gotten some helpful information and that might be able to help you change your mindset or look at your professional and personal development in a slightly different way, and maybe take on one of the suggestions, even just one that I made, about ways that you can improve or grow your confidence, because it is possible. It is literally possible to buy confidence. There's a whole lot of things you can do without buying, okay, right? So this is not 100% hard sell. But I really hope that you can kind of internalize and think about your mindset in terms of how you're going about your business, because there are lots and lots of ways to kind of fight and combat this crisis of confidence that so many of us are seeing and feeling in our lives, in our business, and in our minds, and seeing in our friends. And if it's not you that these recommendations are going to help, maybe you can take them and share them. Maybe you can share this video with somebody who might be able to benefit from what I shared with you here today. So with that, I thank you all for sticking with me, and I'm really excited to hear about your businesses. So if you're not a part of the Facebook group, I want you to go to facebook.com/brand design masters. I have a private Facebook group. It's not paid. It's private, so you have to answer some questions and share your email address. But it's a really great, vibrant group of creative professionals on Facebook, and it's called the Brand Design Masters Facebook group. You can go to this URL, fill out a couple questions, and join if you're not a member of this group. It's a great, I go live in there. In fact, I'm going to be going live in there in just 2 days on Wednesday, and much more often than I do here on YouTube. So I'd love to see you over there. And I wish you the best of luck in your business. I hope all of you have an amazing week full of energy and new clients and revenue and tons of confidence. And with that, I am going to turn that off, and I'm going to wish you a happy week. And thanks so much for hanging with me today, and I'll see you later.